I want to start with actually a simple statement, and that's at SunTrust, we're a purpose-driven organization. We have 26,000 teammates. Many of them are here today, and they're focused on that purpose which we articulate as lighting the way to financial well-being. What we believe at SunTrust is if you build your communities, you build your banks. It's a very simple principle. And in the banking industry, not only do we have an opportunity, but I fundamentally believe we have an obligation to help the underbanked. So you've heard the phrase from many, you know, it's not personal, it's business. And I've even articulated that before. It's not personal, it's business. Well, I'd like to sort of turn that around. It's not business, it's personal. I think that's a better way to think about it. And think about what we do. We help people buy their first home. We help people buy their first car to drive to their first job. We help people whose circumstances have changed to stay in their homes. We help people build, buy, develop, grow businesses, employ more people. That's personal. That's personal. I want to tell you a quick story. Not too long ago, I was traveling around and visiting one of our branches, and walking in, I'm talking to the manager, and he's a little nervous. You know, the CEO's in, he wants to make sure everything's going well, and we sort of both at the same time look over, and there's a client sitting at one of our desks, and she's bawling, just sobbing. Now, you know what he's thinking. Oh, this is a great day. The CEO's in my branch. I look around, I have a client who's so unhappy they're crying. Well, I made his day worse. I said, let's go over and talk to her. And he's thinking, oh my gosh, what have I gotten into? Well, you can imagine where I'm going. There were tears of joy. There were tears of joy. What she had just found out is that she had been approved for a loan to send her daughter to college, and her daughter was the first in her family's generation to attend college. That's what we think. That's what. So banking, it is personal. And lighting the way for that family, that is our business. I just fundamentally believe there just has to be a more important reason than a job to come to work. And for us, for our teammates, it's that purpose. It's lighting the way to financial well-being. It's not a slogan. It's not an advertising pitch. It is that, for us, it's that steady North Star. It helps guide everything we do. Every client interaction, every business decision we make is guided by that single purpose. So what does financial well-being mean? Well, you know, for us, it's not the number of zeros in your bank account. Many talk about it being a number. I don't think the concept of a number is right. But it's having that sense of confidence, that sense of control when it comes to your own finances. It's really, think about it, it's doing the most with what you have. It's having access to financial reserves that meet sort of everyday needs, being prepared for a planned event or really unplanned events. We all experience those in life. It could be as simple as repair. It could be as challenging as a health issue for you, your spouse, someone in your family, or maybe it's just simply an opportunity. But it's being prepared. So in addition to embedding our purpose throughout our business operations, it's also at the core of our philanthropic efforts. SunTrust is now donating an ever-increasing portion of not only our corporate but also our teammate giving, not only our dollars but also our time, to programs that help people achieve financial well-being. So to reinforce that message for us, our 26,000 teammates, what they get is they get a day of purpose. And it's a day that they can do a combination of things. Hopefully work on their own finances, make sure they have a sense of financial well-being, because we also have that same obligation to our teammates. They can go out in the community and help others. And for my teammates, today is my day of purpose. So I'll go back to the company tomorrow and tell them that what I chose to do on my day of purpose is to be here. Is to be here and at this summit and to listen and learn so I can help expand what we do in our company. Now, to be sure, our purpose is clearly a reason that we're proud to partner with Operation Hope. And for me, being on the board, it's because Operation Hope doesn't focus on activities. Lots of people focus on activities. It's because we focus on results. Operation Hope has been a trusted partner to meet people where they are. Go where they are in the community with a meaningful and proven method to help that financial way forward. As you can see, clearly consistent with our purpose. So for us and in our industry, how do we want to be recognized? What will our legacy be? We don't want to be the bank that says no. That's not who we want to be. We want to be the bank that points out how. And we're doing that. And let me tell you a couple of ways. I'm very pleased to announce today that a new partnership between SunTrust and Operation Hope will be operational this month. It's something we've been working on for quite a while. Together, we're opening 4 Hope Inside locations. Hold on. We're opening 4 Hope Inside locations at SunTrust branches in Atlanta, Memphis, and Washington, D.C. So that's what we're announcing today. Here in Atlanta and in Memphis, our Hope Inside programs will be focused on providing credit counseling services. In Anacostia neighborhood of Washington, D.C., we're going to offer credit counseling, but we're also going to offer homeownership and small business development programs. In our branch in the heart of D.C., right in plain view of the White House, our Hope Inside program will be focused primarily on guidance to small business development. So I anticipate that our Hope Inside will be the first step towards a greater integration of sort of traditional banking services with also programs that are targeted at the underserved population, which is certainly why we're here today. Our intention is to embed more deeply financial education and that sense of preparedness into the very fabric of what we do as a bank. So next year, we're going to be the first pilot of something we're going to call Hope Inside Plus. Now, in typical John Bryant style, we're piloting Hope, and we're announcing Hope Inside Plus before we even get a chance to get off the ground. So John, not going to let us rest. But this initiative, Hope Inside Plus, that trains our own SunTrust teammates to deliver the benefits of the programs of Hope Inside. So think of that sort of as a certification, that seal of approval, and that'll extend the leverage way beyond 4 branches and 4 communities, exponentially in terms of our reach. So today when you walk into a SunTrust bank, and you can test me if this doesn't happen, you can email me, you're greeted with, "Welcome to SunTrust, how can I help you?" That phrase now will have so much more meaning and so much more backing attached to it. Through our efforts to light the way to financial well-being and our partnership with Operation Hope, our teammates are becoming sort of that crucial catalyst for financial empowerment that'll have that positive ripple effect for all of our communities. So just take one example. Take credit improvement as one example, and go back to that idea of proven results. In Operation Hope, if you come in for counseling, you follow the classes, you work together, on average, over an 18-month period, someone can increase their credit score by 120 points. That's dramatic. That's impressive. That changes communities. So let me leave you with a couple of thoughts. Clearly, the banking industry has had its share of reputational hits over the past few years. And as some of the panel said earlier, some of it was earned. We have to acknowledge that. But we also have to recognize that we're the fuel to the economic recovery. And the recovery begins by identifying and meeting the needs of people. And that means all people, from those looking for investment advice to others who are just worried about making ends meet. The nation's economic recovery cannot be achieved by narrowly focusing on only the most capable. More people must be provided the means to participate in the system. That's both through increased economic opportunities and real access to credit. Yes, we must employ a safe and sound lending practices to credit-worthy clients. We're a bank. That's what we do. But we can also light the way for people to better understand financial issues, build their credit, and take that first most important step to financial well-being. I heard another story recently about one of our tellers. This was a young woman came into one of our branches, and she had the goal of homeownership. And she articulated that goal. She unfortunately had a very, very poor credit history. And our teller, she didn't follow a rule book. This was nothing that we had written down. She took her own initiative. She sat down with this young woman and walked her through things she could do, ideas she had about improving her credit score. Well, you can imagine what happened. 18 months later, this young lady walks back into the branch. She was proud to show that she'd followed that advice. She was ready to apply for a loan, and she qualified to buy her first house. Now, thank you. But the real thought is that was one teller acting on her own behalf. Imagine if we put the training and focus on something that's already embedded into that DNA, and we get 26,000 of us with that same type of approach. There's nothing more satisfying than when business gets personal. When our efforts and our activities, they lead to solutions and results. As I make this last comment, I'd like all the SunTrust teammates to stand up if you would. There are a lot of you here in the room. So stand with me. I'm most proud of the fact that Jim Wells, our retired chairman and CEO, stood up as a SunTrust teammate. So Jim, keep standing. Don't sit down over there. You're still with us. So I speak for the SunTrust 26,000 teammates when I thank Operation Hope for your great partnership, an incredible opportunity, and I commit to you that together we're going to make a difference. Thank you.